Các bạn biết là nói chung đàn thích ở Việt Nam đúng không? Hơi khó nói, ở mảnh đất này có một điều gì đó, nó hợp tính cách của Dan, nhưng không ở đâu hoàn hảo cả. Việt Nam còn có nhiều vấn đề rất lớn mà mọi người phải xử lý, như an toàn thực phẩm, ô nhiễm môi trường và quyền phụ nữ chẳng hạn. Mình sẽ không nhắc đến những chuyện lớn đó bởi vì tất cả các bạn đều biết hết rồi. Nhưng ở Việt Nam còn có một số chuyện nhỏ mà dù không thật sự nghiêm trọng, nhưng chúng vẫn khiến cho Dan cảm thấy rất bực mình. Nếu bạn tò mò về quan điểm của một gã Tây như Dan, thì mình xin được giới thiệu chúng. Và mình chỉ muốn nói một điều với những bạn đang chuẩn bị ném gạch. Hả? Mình chỉ muốn nhắc lại rằng Dan không coi những điều sau đây là nghiêm trọng cho lắm đâu. Video mang tính chất giải trí thôi. Nhưng mà viên gạch này tao đã ghi tên của Dan vào rồi. Ok, cứ ném đi. Và mình bắt đầu nhé. Throughout my time in Vietnam, I've had a lot of friends and acquaintances who, like me, have come here from other countries. And most of them haven't spoken much Vietnamese.
Một cà phê soda?
But even those who speak virtually no Vietnamese, there's at least one phrase that most of them have learned through painful experience. Hết rồi, hết rồi, hết rồi. So frustrating, especially in restaurants. You find something that looks good, you say, I'll have the boiled chicken with mom tone, please. And then, hết rồi. Now, in some cases I understand it, like with seafood or vegetables that are only available seasonally. You'll see that in American menus too. For example, it'll say sauteed asparagus, seasonal, or grilled salmon, subject to availability. And I've now come to the conclusion that a lot of Vietnamese restaurants just expect their customers to know that some things are seasonal, so they don't print the word seasonal in the menu. But I've had so many hate Zoe experiences here that just made no sense to me. Like a week ago, I ordered some chicken online around lunchtime. And 10 minutes later, the restaurant called me to say,
Sorry, we don't have that kind of chicken today. We have other kinds, but not that kind.
What? Or another time, my wife and I were having some bún bò Huế for breakfast, and there were no napkins on the table. So I said, Am I trying xin giấy ăn? And the waitress said, nhà em hết rồi. Huh? Napkin season is over? By now, most of you know I am not a fan of boiled chicken. But I've actually got another chicken problem in Vietnam that's much more serious, and it's this. That's right, the way you guys actually cut up chicken. I've talked to some of my foreign friends about it too, and most of us really dislike the Vietnamese method of butchering chicken. Because you end up with these really sharp ends on the bones, which cut and scrape your mouth. And then you also get these little bone shards mixed in with the meat, and sometimes you bite right down on them, almost cracking your teeth. I don't know if you guys have some special way of eating the chicken to avoid those things, or if you just don't mind them, but for most of us, it's very difficult, and frustrating, and painful. When we eat chicken in America, we always either cut the meat off the bone entirely, or we cut the carcass along the joints. So we have drumstick, thigh, breast, and wing. Now, I understand the reasoning behind the Vietnamese method. Those smaller pieces are easier to grab with chopsticks, they fit better into a little rice bowl, they're easier to dip, and they're also better for sharing. Like, if you have a bunch of people who all like the thigh, then they can each have a piece. So in that sense, I like the Vietnamese way of butchering chicken. I just wish that someone would invent a method or a tool that didn't result in those horrible sharp chunks of bone. Like, I don't know, some kind of special chicken saw? I'm the kind of person who prides himself on his personal hygiene. So every time I go to the bathroom, whether it's nhet or not, I always wash my hands thoroughly afterward. But in public places in Vietnam, I often encounter an inconvenience, which is that some places just have gross-looking communal towels to dry your hands, some places have nothing at all, and then some have hand dryers, but they're super weak. Really, they're about as effective as if you taped a hairdryer to the wall and used that. Now, this is something I can forgive. Vietnam is not a rich country, most stores and restaurants don't have lots of money to throw around, and I'm sure that those ultra-powerful jet engine hand dryers we have in America, I'm sure they're expensive. But the odd and frustrating thing is that you often find these weak-ass hand dryers in really nice places, like Vincom Ba Chio, a beautiful modern shopping mall. And then in the bathrooms, it's... Or even more astounding, in the beautiful new international terminal at Noi Bai, where everything is modern and state-of-the-art, The bright, clean bathrooms each have exactly one weak-ass hand dryer. It's as if in the construction of this near billion-dollar project, they suddenly decided to start cutting corners when they got to the hand dryers. Alright, sir, we've installed the filtered water drinking fountains. Good. As well as 10 separate mobile charging stations. Very good. And now we're considering the hand dryers in the bathrooms. The what? The hand dryers, sir. We're planning to install 3 very high-power hand dryers in each bathroom, so the passengers can have nice dry hands after using the facilities. What do you think, sir? Fuck them. They can deal with wet hands. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna start by teaching you guys a new word. Dozen. Sounds just like the word doesn't, but without the T at the end. And what it means is 12. If you go shopping in the US, you'll find that many things are sold by the dozen. Cookies, eggs, donuts, oysters, and more. In Vietnam, though, those things are often sold in packs of 10, but 12 is unequivocally better than 10. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a gluttonous American who always wants more. It's simply because 12 has more divisors than 10 does. For example, if you buy 12 eggs, then you could have 2 eggs 6 times, 4 eggs 3 times, 3 eggs 4 times, or 6 eggs 2 times. If you buy 10 eggs though, you can either have 2 eggs 5 times, 5 eggs 2 times, or something goofy like 3 eggs 2 times and 2 eggs 2 times. Or 3 eggs 3 times and then have 1 sad little egg left over. See? Doesn't a dozen seem better? I mean, they always say Asians are good at math. Seems like selling things by the dozen is a clear choice for Vietnam. If you ever go to my dear home country, the United States of America, you'll find that Americans are obsessed with one-stop shopping. That is, huge stores like Walmart, Target, Costco, and Fred Meyer, which sell everything. Clothes, food, plants, tires, electronics, you name it. There is some one-stop shopping in Vietnam, like at Big C, but there's not nearly as much as in the US. And I think that's a good thing, actually, because even though one-stop shopping is really convenient, those stores are hideous, and when they take over a town or a city, they rob it of some of its character. However, shopping in Vietnam is often a bit too multi-stop. What I mean is, I've had so many experiences here of trying to buy 2 things that obviously go together, but weren't sold together in the same shop. For example, when I bought this microphone you're hearing me talk into right now, I also needed a wind muff because I was going to be using it outside. And when I asked the girl in the shop, she said, "Sorry, we only have the machine, no accessories." Okay. And one that was even more baffling was when I needed to buy candles for my marriage and relationships video. I found a candle shop online, I went in and picked out 2 candles that were suitable, and then I asked, "So what kind of holders do you have for these candles?" And the girl said, "Sorry, we only have candles, no candle holders." Why? And the funny thing about it is that if that shop also sold candle holders, not only would it be more convenient for me, the customer, the shop would make more money too. So if you have a small business focused on one kind of product, I would just encourage you to think about some other things you could sell along with it. You know, hot dogs and buns, mam tom and breath fresheners, dentures and porridge. You'll make more money, I promise. Most of my expat friends and I find it pretty annoying how often Vietnamese people talk during movies at the theater. But I always tell my expat friends it's even worse when you can actually understand what they're saying.
Ồ, chết rồi à? Ồ, hôn nhau à? Ồ, thằng kia là người xấu đúng không?
Ugh, can't you just watch the movie? You'll get your answer. Now, I know not all of you talk during movies, and I also know that I'm a visitor in your country, so I'm not going to ask you guys to change just to suit me. If you enjoy chatting during movies and other Vietnamese people aren't bothered by it, then go ahead. But if you become friends with a foreigner like me, or if you get into a relationship with one, you should know they will probably appreciate your silence during movies. I mean, it's been a problem for my wife and me. She talks during movies too, constantly asking me about things that she would get the answer to if she just kept watching. I tried telling her that it bothered me, but she couldn't stop. So this is how we have to watch movies now. Hey, before you go, this video was sponsored by GSE BEO, one of Vietnam's leading study abroad consultancies, and also the office that I happen to be shooting in right now. GSE BEO provides study abroad services for the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Bulgaria, Burundi, and Bhutan. Okay, I made up those last 3, but the first 6 are true. And another true thing that's pretty cool is if you choose to study in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, or Singapore, GSE BEO services are 100% free. That's right. Now, you still have to pay tuition to the school, but the consulting services that help you get to the school are free. In the case of the US and Canada, GSE BEO services are free if you choose to study at one of their partner institutions there. For other schools, a service fee applies. If you're interested in learning more, check them out at gse-beo.edu.vn. I'll put a link in the description and the comments as well. The company has offices in both Hanoi and Saigon, and the phone numbers for each office are here. If you do end up using GSE BEO services, remember to tell them that you learned about their company through my video. Because if you succeed and go to study abroad, there will be a small farewell party for all of you before you go. And if that party has 10 or more of my fans in attendance, I'll be attending too. So you can chat with me, take a photo with me, whatever you want. And that's it. Good luck, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and this isn't real whiskey. I filled an old bottle with iced tea. Pretty clever, right?